Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another part of this 101 part series on Dr. Wayne Dyer's 101 Ways to Transform Your Life. Here we are, part 9, and this one is one of the big ones, one of my top 10 out of these. This is just the principle about getting rid of what I would say being limitations about what we see as possible and not. And to kind of paraphrase what he says on this one, you're wanting to release what you've been told or what you think is impossible and unrealistic for you. Just overall, release that. Release that about miracle workers, release that about everything in your reality. And make your own contract with God, is what he says. God, life, the universe, however you want to see that one. And, remove your doubt, basically, is what he's saying. So what does that all mean? Why is he saying that? Why is it useful? Why is it not useful? All that kind of stuff. So let's dive into it. So releasing what you've been told is impossible. Possible, not possible. Okay, here's the thing. So some things look very impossible and seem impractical, all those kind of things like that. But look at the great inventors of all time. When they came up with those inventions, it was not really possible. If people saw those things as possible, they would not have been groundbreaking inventions. So let's just look at the Wright Brothers example. So flight. Back in this time, people were thinking that flight was starting to become more and more possible. But so many people were pushing back on it, saying things like, if we were supposed to fly, then God would have given us wings. So people look around, they see these birds flying all around them, but they're told, you can't fly. God didn't give you wings. So shut up, stop trying to fly. But people were like, no, flight is possible. So later, Bernoulli's principle made flight possible, and the Wright brothers were some of the first to tap onto this idea and to make this flying device, they were the first to be able to pull this off, to prove that man truly could fly back in 1903. But you see, people didn't think that was possible, but because they were open to that possibility, they were able to do that. And I would argue the same about modern technologies, about better space travel, fixing global warming with things like carbon capture devices, all these kind of things that really seem impossible. Having higher returns than average in the market, people think is impossible, but it can be done. It can be done even easily, and there are tools all around us that can do that. But people think of that as impossible. So when people think of things as being impossible, what they're actually doing is they're shutting themselves in a box. So they're taking all their potential and they're shutting it away, okay? And that's really the issue with saying something is impossible. If you say something is possible, even if it's very unlikely and really hard to do, you open yourself up to your full potential to actually do it. If you say something's impossible, you really seal yourself off from being able to do things. And realistic is just it's unrealistic to think you could do a lot of things. Yet, we really can do so much more than we even think we can. So when we get rid of our limitations, what we think is possible, impossible, all that kind of stuff, when we just say that everything is possible and we're open to those ideas, then that can really allow us to transform our lives. Now, I think that the pushback against that one is normal, healthy skepticism. So naturally, if you come from just a scientific background and then somebody tells you can just snap your fingers and perform magic, it doesn't mean don't look into it or be interested, but you're probably not going to initially believe that, just because we normally have this electromagnetic force and, this gravitational force, strong nuclear force, weak nuclear force, and, those being the four fundamental forces, to then say somebody's like, oh, I can just summon the electromagnetic force with my mind whenever I want, boom, lightning bolt. If they can cast the lightning bolt, by all means, listen to them, but if they say you have to believe it first in that, don't just entirely just take everybody on faith, because some people are going to lie and these problems here and people want to manipulate other people here, all this kind of stuff. So don't be a sucker. Don't be the most naive person in the world. But also, do have less skepticism than most people have. Be open to things, because a lot of things really can work, and a lot of things you might take literally may just be metaphorical, may be really useful. So make your own contract with life, the universe, all that kind of stuff. Just say what is possible for you. Say if you think you want to do this thing, then tell yourself it's possible. Tell yourself you can really do it, is a lot of what he's getting at here. So that's part 9 as I see it. Let me know how you guys see it, and I'll talk to you guys next time with part 10. See you next time.